I have to share a short story how we met. Actually, his dad had Parkinson's disease. That's how we got together and learned from each other. So Dr. Staley used to be, or is, an emergency room physician, and he's the co-founder of Team Health, what is still a big company nationwide. So when we met, we discussed a little bit about Parkinson's, and he saw how hard it is to take care of somebody at home and not to go to any facility. And we discussed good ways, how can people stay at home and stay mobile without going to any senior living facility. And that's actually, we spent quite some evenings discussing how can we make life better for families who have Parkinson's disease, and we came up with a lot of great ideas. So he has first-hand experience with Parkinson's, and he is a physician. These are two good things. I asked him today to talk about, give you a little overview about Parkinson's disease, but also share the more personal story with you, how it is to have somebody in the family with Parkinson's, and what did he discover in those years, how he took care of his dad. So he is not a Parkinson specialist or movement disorder specialist, but he knows a lot about taking care of seniors. Since how many years did you practice, or still practicing? A lot, right?
To be honest with you, it's now 52 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Got a young whippersnapper too.
No, I turn 50 next week, so if you'd like to know a little bit more about him, he recently had been at the Hammering Hills show. Anything is possible. I really like to watch it, since you have quite an interesting story. But this is a topic for another day. So if you like to say anything else, since I don't believe it, I could read down all the things he did and the school and stuff. But
So I'll make a couple of them.
Yeah.
Thank you for your warm introduction. Isabel she is unique in that she speaks some Frances and German too. And I probably do some Frances pretty well. So can everybody hear me? If I need to go up or down, I don't need the microphone too loud anyway, but thank you. A little bit about myself. In fact, we started a company. We'll tell you more about that at the end, about what we do. It's the only one like it in the United States to take care of elderly like this. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about Parkinson's. And before we get, I grew up in North Carolina, moved from Raleigh, North Carolina, here to Knoxville when I was 8. Went to Bearden High School, went to UT to play baseball, and I wound up going to medical school, and then came back to a residency at UT. And Dr. Mastigall and Dr. Dabbs and I formed a little company called Team Health. It's a $5 billion company right now. And I left that company in 2015 to get some surgeries on my hips and knees, and I started another company we'll tell you about that just finished 3 years. Is it today? Yesterday? 3 years?
Yesterday.
Mm-hmm. We just been in business 3 years. It's an amazing story. Anyway, about Parkinson's. My dad just passed. He was 96 and a half, had the most awesome life you could possibly imagine. He had the greatest attitude, honestly. He had Parkinson's, and he probably had it for about 19 years, but I started recognizing signs and symptoms for about 17. So, I've taken a lot of notes, and I'm going to make this short. And if you have questions, you're welcome to raise your hand, but I'm going to tell you before you ask it, you're on page 5 and I'm on 1, and I'll get there. So what I'd like you to do, because I don't want to, I want y'all to wait till we get to the end, and I'm delighted. She'll know more than I will about it. We're delighted to answer any and all questions you have. I don't want to give you answers, but if you like interactive kind of talks, you're going to love this. If you're ADD, you're going to love it. If you're not, I'm not sure you're going to like it. But I ask questions for money. So the big winner tonight that gets the most answers will get $50, and the runner-up may get 20, or you may get nothing. But I like to ask the questions. The first question before we talk is how many people in the United States, roughly, do you think have Parkinson's disease? If I just will guess, you're not going to lose anything.
A lot.
Is it 100,000 or what's the number?
20 million.
It's 1 million. 1 million. And in the worldwide right now, it's 6 million. Now, that's a lot of people, you know, for a disease, and it's rapidly going because I'm not sure, we'll talk about that in a minute. Do y'all know that there's a chemical transmitter that gets messed up that causes the brain cells and neurons to sort of, it's called dopamine. And what happens is when that chemical that's so valuable with connected synapse starts going wrong, it creates a plethora, meaning a lot of problems. And so they just stop working or they die, these cells, and basically there's a lot of motor symptoms where you get, it's called tremor, it's called the famous pill roll tremor. You also